Okay, so it is 10 o'clock. I do want to go ahead and trade. I don't normally trade like the first 15 minutes of the morning because it's usually more volatile. I did start doing my top-down analysis, so I'm gonna just take you guys through it so you guys know where my head is. We're still doing MMQ. I decided I'm going to start with an $1,000 paper trade account so you guys can watch me grow it and grow it together. And then on the side, I'll just focus on my actual live account until I get comfortable showing someone how I trade. Okay, so top-down analysis. Let's start with our process. So for supply and demand in the ICC process, the first thing I need to identify is the trend. So yesterday we ended very bullish. This was a very bullish candle. We are at a resistance line. Let me update it. It was right here, ended yesterday. So technically we are breaking this structure. We are creating a new high on that higher time frame. It looks like it already came back and touched. So I'm gonna just adjust it. So I would say we would be going for buys. If we can really push through this trend line, we could really continue up even to this resistance right here. But I'm not going to make a decision yet. I just know that this candle is bullish. This is a strong bullish candle. So the next thing we need to do is go down to the 4 hour. I forgot I got to move my notes. So let me move my notes down. Hold on. Don't stress me out. Okay. So again, we have a high, we have a low, we have a lower high, we have a lower low, we have a higher low. So maybe we're about to create a higher high. Okay. So that is indicating bullish so far. Let's keep going down. Oops, I gotta bring my notes. Work with me in these notes, y'all, because I don't know how else to just keep them up. I mean, I could just create a note and keep them in my notes. I might just do that because all this moving around. But for now, we're going to move it around because I don't got time. Okay, so hit the trend line, bounced, created a higher low, create a higher high, created a higher low, create a higher high, created a higher low. Looks like we had some resistance right here, which makes sense because that trend line is right here. Okay, so okay, looks like we just got a rejection off of here. On the 1 hour, there is a zone right here. I'm gonna mark it up just in case we need it. Going to the 30. Okay, the zone is the same on the 30. Yeah, the zone is the same on the 30. Price would need to break this low if it wants to go lower, or it needs to break this high if it wants to go higher. Okay. Whoops, it zoomed right on in. Jeez, couldn't even move my nose. Okay, so on the 15 minute, the zone is all the way down here. Hopefully, and what's this? This must be the 5. Yeah, that's the 5 minute zone. Hopefully it just comes back to the 5. I mean, the deeper the better, but then there's potential for it to flip. It doesn't look like price. It needs to break these highs. It looks like we're about to come back for a touch. So let's go over our notes. We found the trend. It's current. Price is current. I'll wait. No problem. I'll wait. All right. We found the trend. Price is currently on an uptrend. We have minor breaks of structure. We do have a break of structure here. It came out of this candle right here. So this is the 5-minute zone that we have. That is an indication price wants to push higher. Price is currently correcting, so we're waiting for the tap at the zone. And let's see what it does. I'm not eager to just jump into it because we were on an uptrend. That was a pullback. This could be the continuation on a higher time frame. So let's see what it does. In order for me to confidently want to get in this trade, even if it's just for this little move, we would need the candle to tap and then close outside the zone. So let me go back to the notes with the type of trader we are. It's almost about to tap. So let me get my life, girl. Let me get my life. I need to find a place to put these notes because this isn't going to work. So looks like price didn't even want to come get us. Price. Okay, so yeah, we won't be making any trades until we get a break below or a break to this red. There's nothing I want to do in this area. Yeah, there's nothing I want to do in this area. This is not an area I would like to trade in. I am going to watch for the tap. But if we don't get the tap, there's no trade. And for the sake of my eyes, I'm going to remove this 30-minute zone. And then I'm going to also find somewhere to put these notes. Yeah, price don't want to break. There hasn't been a close above this. There was over here yesterday. No? Yeah. A few. I think this is the trade we took yesterday and got stuck in this part. And then it reversed. And since then, price has not been able to close above this line. So I'm not going to be too eager to get into this trade in this area because it could potentially invalidate. But let's see. Okay, now that that stuff is off the screen, let's look at this. Let's look at this from a clear bird's eye point of view. I'm going to delete this red one. I'm going to delete this purple one. And I'm going to move it down. This one down. Okay. Got some resistance here and resistance there. And just for the sake of my eyes, I need to fade this. These are a little too bright for me. Okay. Okay. This candle is turning bullish. Let's see why. Okay. We need some breaker structures. What's this line? Let's delete that. Looks like we're about to touch this 1 hour. Is this the 1 hour zone? Yeah, we need, okay, that's what that line was. That line was for a breaker structure. Price need to come below here. If price can get below this, you might get a breaker structure. Because it doesn't look like price can push above this trend line or this resistance line. Let's go to the 30-minute. What is this random? That must be the 5-minute. It might about to touch the 5-minute. Okay. So this is what we're looking like. Ooh. What was that the tap? Hold on. We gotta get ready. Let me put my, gotta be ready. Okay, because is it gonna tap? Is it gonna invalidate? What are we gonna do? Let me continue looking. 15. It's a tap on the 15. Oh, but this is not a 15-minute zone. This is a 5-minute zone. That's a tap. That's a tap. So can we push above this trend line? I would really prefer sells because price cannot close above. I'm sorry. Price cannot close above this resistance. And it's 1 minute and 38 seconds left on the timer. So if we get a close outside the zone, we could try for buys, but based on the higher time frame, price can't push above here. And there's potential for it to come all the way back down even here. I don't think price would want to break today, but we trade what we see, not what we think. So let's wait for this candle to close so we can see what price wants to do. Then we can make a decision on whether or not we're going to get in. That's a lot of selling pressure coming in. At this rate, it may invalidate. Yeah. Let me not be too quick though. I'm just looking at all my time frames to make sure they all say bullish bearish, because that will indicate bearish pressure. And that's what we want to get in on. We want to buy, we want to follow the trend. So that invalidated the zone. So we have a new zone. That invalidated the 5-minute demand zone. So now we have a new zone, which is the 5-minute supply zone. So I would get in. I would definitely get in. Price would have to come back to correct. And then it may or may not come back based on how fast it's moving. But let's see. Because what's under us? We have a major breaker structure here. Do we have any? And we have some resistance down here. So let's see if price can come back and get us. This would be a tap on the 15. So if it invalidates that, it's for sure should go down. Yeah, price is moving. That's a tap on the 15. This is a tap on the 30. Tap on the 1 hour. Yeah, everything is lining up really well. Then we got a double top on the 4 hour. So price can definitely go down to here for sure. I mean, I say for sure. Price could do whatever it wants, but minimum here. Yeah, so that looks really good. If somebody was waiting on this 15-minute tap, they could get in on this tap and take it up to here, to this zone, for a continuation back down. That's how I would say it will play out. Not saying that's how it's going to play out. Again, price can do whatever it wants to do. I'm just speaking my mind. This is my personal journal. And you could just learn as I learn. So, yeah, those are just my thoughts. Again, price can do whatever it wants. I'm not telling you this is what needs to happen. This is how it's going to happen. I'm telling you what I'm thinking, what I would like to see. I would like to see price correct back up to this 5-minute zone for a continuation down. If it invalidates this zone, we are definitely good for sales. This would be a higher time frame, so a major breaker structure. This is just a minor breaker structure because it's on a smaller time frame. Somebody's probably thinking like, nah, why didn't you get in? There was nowhere to get in. We don't just jump when the plane is moving. We get in at our terminal. We get in at our zone. We get in at our stop, bus stop, train stop, terminal, whatever. We get in there. We don't get in while the plane is in the air, while the train is on the tracks moving, and while the bus is on the road driving. Like, we have to wait. So that's what these zones are. These are areas for entries. You determine the type of flight you want to get on. You want to be, first class, you're going aggressive. You want to be economy or business, you're getting conservative. You want to be safe, I don't even know which one safe would be, but yeah. This is about to be a major time frame break. Price is not coming to get us. We probably could have got an entry somewhere on the 1 minute. No, this would have been the only entry. Wow, that's crazy. Price is pushing. Okay, sellers. That's what I like to see. If price could come back here, though, to give us an entry, that would be beautiful. That would be beautiful. We just got that break. Yeah, we just got that break. So that's what we want to see. So for right now, we already got our zone. This broke on a higher time frame. Let's start back from the daily. That's the touch on the daily. Just broke the structure on the 4 hour. Broke the structure on the 1 hour. Yeah, I like when everything lines up. Ooh, I wish we would have had an entry. Where could have been our entry? This zone was good. This zone on the 1 hour was beautiful. This was probably it right here. This was it right here. Price. This was the zone right here. Price never broke this structure. It tapped, and boom. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. How much of this would have been if we would have got in, like, say right here? First of all, it says buys. That's not. Zone would have been this. Ooh, this is on the higher time frame. This is a 1 to 2, but this is a lot from, let's say 25-1 to 24-9. Jeez. 200 points. That's a lot, y'all. That was a 200-point move. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. That's why the higher time frame pays for real. We just watched that happen. Wasn't a part of it yet, but we just watched that happen. That loaded up nicely. This zone right here, all of this is happening from this zone right here. Love it. Love it. But like I said, we still have here to go, and even here, and possibly even here. So let's see what we get today. I don't have FOMO. When you keep practicing, over time, you'll start to overcome that feeling of you missed out. When I tell you there's always opportunities, let me show you. Look at this candle. Look, it was another one. Another one. Like, there's always opportunities. Never feel like you are missing out. And even if you don't catch it in one candle, you can catch it in a few. Look at that. There's always opportunities. Never feel like you're missing out. Your time will come. I'm telling you. Your time will come. Your time will come. And this is on the 30-minute. Let me show you on the 4 hours. Look at that. There will be days. There will be opportunities. There will be moments. Sometimes you got to sit in it, for a while. But that's okay. There will be more opportunities. That was 200. You don't need a 200-point move every day. This is like 200. No. What is this? Oh, another 200. My bad. There will be more. Like, y'all, there will be more. The point is, this one was crazy. Hold on. Because what day was this? October 10th? Sheesh. That was 1,000 points. My point exactly. There will be more. There is no need to have FOMO. There will be more. Don't let these big candles think these are the only ones you need to catch. There are other big ones that are still big moves. These are just huge moves. Huge move. Was there news? Let's check. I used Forex Factory to check for the news. Let's see. Was there any news? I wonder what that was. That was nice, though. That was just a good zone. That was a good zone. Okay, let's see what's happening. Let's get down to it. What is the 1 minute showing us? Didn't even come back for this zone. Because I don't see another zone. I mean, on the 15th, this is a zone. Because now it got me thinking. On the 15th, this is a zone. But this zone is huge. I wouldn't want to trade that. Yeah, you're going to have to come get me. That's too big. If you don't, I'll just wait on another opportunity. It's 10:40, so let's see. So I think I'm going to kind of explain these candles that I'm looking at. I think that will kind of help too. So like the story that's being told between buyers and sellers. So I'm going to I could start from this candle up here. Let me delete this zone really quick. Whoops. Okay, so starting with this candle, this is a strong selling candle. Sellers are fully in control. For a sell candles, they open at the top and close at the bottom. So price started here and closed here. That tells me sellers were in control. Same with this candle. It's barely any wicks. The wicks is basically like the shadow of where price has been. So the highest price has been is that teeny tiny top of the wick. There's no wick down here. So this is a strong selling candle. All right. So this is, hold on. We coming out the zone. Put my zone back. I get excited, y'all. Hold on, 42 seconds. Let me see. This is a strong selling candle. Price was up here and sellers are pushing it down. They do not want the buyers to be in control. So let's see who wins. Right now, sellers are, I can't even say. It's indecision. It's blinking. I'm going for sellers. Every time I see purple, I'm like sellers. But this is a strong selling candle. Buyers brought the price all the way up here. Sellers pushed it all the way down here. So at one point, this candle was in the buyer's favor. Sellers won that. So let's see what happens here. We might about to get this push outside of the zone. Potentially. We need to close outside the zone. Until we get that, this means nothing to me. Okay, so strong selling candle. Then we have an indecision candle. It closed in the middle, but seller still was able to close it, which means they are still in control. Price opened here. Sellers pushed it all the way down here. Buyers pushed it up. That lets us know this is a weak selling candle because buyers ended up pushing candle all the way up here, which makes sense because this next candle, it shows the buyers are in control. So for a buying candle, they open at the bottom and they close at the top. So price came here. This was the lowest price came. It opened here. Sellers pushed it down here, but buyers closed it all the way up here. Then again, another indecision candle. So this lets me know buyers and sellers couldn't find like a equal, well, they found like a, how would you describe this? Neither buyers nor sellers were in control with these two candles. Sellers had it. It's still pretty weak, as you can see. Same here, still pretty weak. Nobody was fully in control. Buyers immediately stepped in. They said, no, price cannot go below here. Buyers immediately stepped in. This lets me know buyers are in control. Which when we're in the correction phase, which is here because price broke out here, broke structure here. So we do want to see this in the correction phase because we do want to get a tap to the zone where price broke out of. Basically, we want price to retest this area. And when they retest this area, it'll let me know whether the sellers are now in control from this area, continue push price down, or are there buyers still in this area that will potentially push price up. So that's what we're waiting for. The deeper the zone, the better, because it gives us more movements to cover going back down for another break of structures, for another continuation. But hey, you get what you can get. So let's see, because price is moving on up to this 5-minute zone. We are way deep in the 15-minute zone, but we're still in the 15-minute zone. So let's see. I think we just hit that 10-minute zone, which would have been right here. We just got the tap on the 10-minute, so let's see how that cooks up. Okay, we just entered the trade. We just entered the trade. Now this 10-minute zone looked like it wants to heat up. I don't know if we're gonna make it back to that 5. I mean, it's too late anyways. We're in the zone. It's too late anyways. We're in here, so. And we technically have this whole zone as a stop loss, but I don't want to risk that much. I only want to risk, what is this, 62 points? So, and if you remember, I don't know if I went over this. I do want to go over this, not today, but 1 point is worth $5. So if you do the math, 60 times 5, that's a lot of money to be risking. So imagine this whole zone. Let's measure this whole zone and see. This whole zone is 114 points. Yeah, we don't have 100. I don't have 114 points just to be given away. All right, go away. Thanks. So this 5-minute zone was no help today, but the 10-minute zone cooked up. We are on our way to TP1, y'all. We are on our way to TP1. I got in conservative, not the candle close outside the zone, but with the push outside of the candle, outside of the zone, the push coming outside the zone, that is considered conservative. So I got in as a type B trader. Overall, I am a type B trader. I either wait for one or the other. So yeah, when this candle closed here, so when this candle start pushing above this candle, that will be considered a safe trader. So this candle has to push above here for a safe trader to get in. Oh, yeah. We got the close outside the zone, so we're good. I am confident. I am confident in my trade. at this point. That was a good close outside the zone. Also, if you do use the turbo trader screen, I do market. I enter at market. So I either do buy market if I'm going for buys or sell market if I'm going to sales. And then if I want to close all my position at one time, I'll press close right here, which please don't take me out. Okay. And then if I just want to take one out, I'll change that to one and press buy if I'm in a sell, or press sell if I'm in a buy. And I'll do it at market every time. But I think today I'm going to close all of my positions at once. I don't think I want to sit today. It's already 11 and I just have other things to do. So, but like I said, we do have potential to go all the way down here. I'm sure we can do it today, just not during the time I'm going to be on. So it'll be nice to come back and see what price did later and then see if my bias was right. Because like I said, we can even take it here and even to the trend line. So, but I won't be here for all of that. Swing traders, potentially, but I'm not a swing trader. Not yet, at least. They're going to push. They're going to push. Close the candle close in 2 minutes. So I'll just get out when the candle close. That's a nice push. Let me just secure at least one. So I'm in a sell, so I'm going to press buy. I still got one position left. Let me just get out. Let me think. That's a nice candle. We got so much potential, y'all. I'm trying to think. Should wait till candle close or just get out? I should go after. I mean, the candle about to close. I'll give it one more minute. Yeah, we're out. All right. That is today's trade. Let's see what we made. We made 285, y'all. So that was a great trading day. That was a great trade. I could have held it to TP2, but like I said, I got stuff to do. I don't got time to sit here and play with these markets. I got what I needed. Made that in 10 minutes. So made almost $300 in 10 minutes. I mean, if you know a job that could do that, you let me know. Like I said, potentially can get down to here. Potentially can get down to here and even here. I don't know how long that will take, but I won't be here for it. Yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Look at that. I should have stayed in the trade. I'm sitting here talking. Look at it. It's okay. Bye, y'all.